Welcome in. Our college football campus tour continues. We're live from the perch just outside of UAB head football coach Trent Dilfer's office, overlooking practice as it is in the closing minutes of this practice. Landrum Roberts along with Pat Smith, Molly Robinson along momentarily. Conrad Van Order back with us next week. But Pat, hard to believe, I just heard voice guy, 8 days.
8 days.
Until the start of college football, which is wild.
8 days away, absolutely. Now, we are excited to be here. It's kind of a tradition for us. So we head over to Sanford. We come over to the south side and watch some football. And, man, it feels like football. It smells like football. It's hot like football. All wrapped into one.
I was telling our buddy Ted Feely as we were walking up, we had to come through the players' locker room. And I said, yep, it's officially here. I smell it. Which, by the way, I will give a kudos to UAB in their locker room. Coach Dilfer puts an emphasis on keeping that locker room clean. That might be one of the best-smelling locker rooms that I've ever smelled when people are actually using it. We'll call it in-season locker room.
Yeah. It was fascinating watching them doing some drills. Obviously, they're just in shells and going through some things because we are very close and you don't want any injuries, these non-contact type deals. But we've got Auburn on the practice field down on the plains, and we will try to get you an update a little bit later in the show as they scrimmage for the second time. There's been a lot of discussion. We played the audio yesterday afternoon of Hugh Freeze talking about offensive play calling, so we'll see how the offense percolates this morning. Then tomorrow at Bryant-Denny will be the second scrimmage. It'll be the first official scrimmage in which Ty Simpson is QB1 for the Alabama Crimson Tide. But we start this morning with some breaking news coming out of Michigan as the NCAA, they will officially release the report coming up at 11 o'clock, but we already have reporters from both ESPN, Yahoo, On3, a lot of folks already reporting that Michigan is going to receive a significant financial penalty because of the Connor Stallion sign stealing scandal. They're going to expect to pay $20 million over the course of the next 2 seasons. And if anybody knows, I think that would probably take them about 5 minutes on a phone call to raise that $20 million to pay that fine.
Who you call your guy, Ross? Or
you call Ross down in South Florida.
Barstool Dave?
All those guys. Or, heck, call Underwood, the quarterback. He's got it.
Heck, you can call you can call Yaxel Lindeborg. He can give you part of it.
Yeah, they got plenty of money up there. But, yeah, they're going to be hit with $20 million fine. And they're also going to lose postseason football revenue for the next 2 seasons. Sharon Moore is going to be given an additional game suspension, which is expected to take place in 2026. So he's already slated to miss 2 games this year, but he's going to have to miss the first game of the 2026 season. The NCAA Infractions Committee is sanctioning former head coach Jim Harbaugh a show cause of 10 years. 10 years. And Connor Stallions is going to have a show cause of 8 years. Not really sure who in their right mind would hire Connor Stallions.
Well, some high school in Detroit.
Well, yeah, but he's free to do that. He just can't at an NCAA-sanctioned institution. Also, the NCAA is going to levy, as I mentioned, Denard Robinson. Remember, he was on the cover of, EA Sports, college football? He got a 3-year show cause.
Okay.
So all these guys are getting hit with stuff. So the biggest storyline coming out of this, Michigan was scared to death that they were going to have to face a postseason ban this year. That's not going to happen. It's interesting because back in the summer when they were meeting with the infractions committee, a lot of schools now, when they get in trouble by the NCAA, they do this where they negotiate before the hammer comes down, kind of a plea deal.
Yeah.
If you think back what happened at Tennessee a couple years ago, Tennessee, they self-imposed a postseason ban. This is during the Jeremy Pruitt stuff. But then they were fined $9 million. But they weren't given an additional postseason ban. They were trying to do everything they could to not get that second year. So they paid $9 million. They got it negotiated. When Michigan and the NCAA met back in the summer, they negotiated, and it did not go well. So Michigan that's why the Big Ten commissioner sent a letter trying to get in their corner and try to say what they did. And at the end of the day, today at 11 o'clock, it will become official, but all indications are that they will be eligible for a bowl game.
Well, Michigan going back to Jim Harbaugh, his statements, I can even remember one of the chancellors there at Michigan, pretty defiant and outspoken when it came to the allegations and what was directed. So, these days, I guess, hit them where it hurts the most, and that's in the pocketbook. And all of these schools, and I know that they have wealthy donors there, Michigan's going to be fine, but it still stings a little bit. Now you've got to replace however many dollars. I'm looking at total operating revenue for the 2024 season for it says their football program, but $210,652,287.
Yeah.
10%, that'd be significant, right?
Yeah, Michigan will be put on 4 years probation. Basically, as you just mentioned, I think that's 10% of the football team's budget based on the fines. The fines equivalent to a loss of 2 postseason bowl game revenue. 25% reduction in football official visits. 14-week prohibition on recruiting comms, meaning they can't communicate with recruits, whatever. I think we all knew this was going to happen, but I guess when you see it in black and white, you go, well, yep, it's official. The NCAA is officially dead. So you can cheat, you can do whatever you want to do. And you know what was going to happen? If they would have given them a postseason ban, so forget about the money, but if they would have given them the postseason ban, they would have been in a courtroom this afternoon filing a restraining order and suing the NCAA. That's exactly what Michigan would have done if they did not get this, what was going to be announced at 11 o'clock.
But to me, Pat, the postseason ban doesn't seem near as significant now as it did when Auburn and Alabama were dealing with it.
Well, it's not, but especially now when you're turning over those rosters so quick, you're not going to have players that's going to stick it out.
No.
And so that's the death knell. If you're told, hey, we can't play in the postseason, those guys are in the transfer portal. They're gone. They don't want to be a part of that.
I mean, we kind of view it as college football playoff college football in its entirety and doing what we do. We look at it as college football playoff or bust now. So if you take away Michigan going to the Gasparilla Bowl or wherever, is that really going to resonate? I think that monetarily, if you hit them financially, it's about all you can do these days. That or just reduce the amount of scholarships that they're able to have. To me, the NCAA in this ruling, I guess it could have been steeper fines and it could have been longer probation, but this is more than I actually expected.
Well, keep in mind, like when they fine you, because that's basically what it is, it does not go against. Remember back in the old days, you could take away recruits.
Yeah.
Like you could say you can only sign 20 recruits this year as opposed to the 25 maximum limit. That was the old days. Now, when they fine you, they're not taking that away, the $20.5 million that you can pay the student athletes, because that's part of the House settlement. So you can't touch that. So that's why this is a fine, and it has nothing to do with what you're paying the players. So that's why they can make a phone call to a rich alum, get that taken care of, and it's, again, this is nothing but a slap on the wrist.
I don't know if Jim Harbaugh ever planned on coming back to college football, but it looks like he will have to be a lot longer in the tooth when he does, if he chooses to. But Connor Stallion's getting 8 years. They should have just banned him.
I know.
Lifetime ban, right?
Why not? I mean, if someone was going to be a sacrificial lamb, just
let
go
it
ahead and
be
do
that
it.
guy.
Absolutely.
A guy who boasted, went on a Netflix documentary and documented and bragged about this scheme, this system that he had. Wonder what he's doing today.
I read where he was crying like a baby. He was bawling like a baby in front of the NCAA Infractions Committee in the summer.
Good.
He just could not believe this was happening, and that nothing should happen to his great university, the University of Michigan. Nothing should happen. Don't penalize them.
I wonder if the Naval Academy has disassociated themselves with him. Maybe we can find out when UAB travels up there.
What a dude. But anyway,
he's something else.
That is going to be the bigger story that you're going to see hitting your timelines on social media over the course of the next hour or so. But it's pretty much official now in regards to the people that are reporting what is ultimately going to happen to Michigan and the NCAA. So I'm sure the people in Columbus, Ohio, are really happy today about this.
This is a win. You celebrate this in Columbus a little bit.
Ann Arbor, they're having a parade. I mean, they're having a great time. People in Columbus probably not too happy. But we are live at UAB football right outside Coach Trent Dilfer's office. He will be one of our guests coming up on the show. Also, Wimp Sanderson in his typical spot, brought to you by Craneworks at the bottom of the hour. Eli Ennis, UAB linebacker, he'll join the program. Steve Russ, the brand new defensive coordinator for the UAB Blazers, he'll be along in the 12 o'clock hour. Javon Jackson, Solomon Beebe, two other UAB players, they will stop by and talk to us about fall camp. Alex Mortensen at 1:30. The famed offensive coordinator for the UAB Blazers. He was in Tuscaloosa for a number of years working with the Tide. He's been here his third year here at UAB as their offensive coordinator. So we've got a jam-packed show on tap for you today, live from the South Side. And you probably will hear in the background police sirens, dumpsters, trucks, just all sorts of fun stuff, and even a slip and slide that is going on.
What in the world? Okay, this is ball security drills. Isn't it ball security drills? Or is this just have fun after practice? They got a slip and slide.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any footballs involved. Well, now here goes. Someone's got a football. Here we go.
Oh, that guy went down hard.
Yeah.
Probably just hurt his shoulder. No, hurt his head.
Oh, yeah. I guess that is ball security drills, right?
That's what it looks like. That's Eli. He's going to be joining us later on.
Yeah.
Hatchie's on.
Yep. Tell by the hair.
See, he had a more controlled slide. I don't know. Would they be mad if I turned the camera around for our people watching on Jocks TV?
No, I mean, you're not. Yeah, go ahead. The people watching on Jocks get it.
I know Dilfer would love to show this.
Yeah.
But there's a good shot of it off in the distance.
Look at that. That's how a quarterback goes down.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
exactly how a quarterback's supposed to slide.
Yep. Feet first. So
okay. Shirts are optional. We got a maybe an offensive lineman.
There we go.
That's about to step into the. See, it's not all bad.
No.
It's fun. When's the ice cream get here?
Yeah, we need some ice cream.
We had music earlier. We need ice cream to go with the slip and slide.
Yep. So, yeah, it is almost here. We're excited that we are here. We will talk a lot of UAB football. Wimp Sanderson is going to join us at the bottom of the hour, so it should be a good afternoon here at UAB. You know, school's back in session. It's time to roll into the new season in style with Courtesy GMC. Brand new pricing. Get up to $17,000 off a GMC Sierra 1500. Save up to $13,000 off powerful Sierra 2500 HDs. I've owned a couple of the Yukons, and, you know, the SUV just outperforms every other SUV in its class. Save $5,000 on every Yukon, Yukon XL, and the all-new Acadia. Plus, every new GMC comes with a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's peace of mind that will last you. Hurry into Courtesy GMC in Trussville this weekend, where Courtesy's got the lowest prices in the Southeast. Check them out in Trussville right off of I-459 exit 32 or online at courtesybirmingham.com. All
right, so we got the premise of the drill for the water slide or the slip and slide. It was to teach quarterbacks how to slide, but now everyone has joined in the fun.
Now everybody, the lineman, is understanding how to pick up a fumble and the correct way to fall.
You never know. Maybe that's going to be their heavy set, goal line set.
Yeah, possibly so.
That looks like a lot of fun. Get in there.
Ennis has gone through twice. You got a linebacker that's gone through twice on the sliding drill.
Eli's a good dude. All right, we continue. We are live here from fall camp.
Slip and slide.
The pavilion on the campus at UAB, Trent Dilfer, others along, jam-packed show here on this Friday. It's three-man front. We are Jocks.
It is 10:17. Welcome back to Three-Man Front on this Friday. Coach Wimp Sanderson, he will join the program at the bottom of the hour. A little bit later on in the program, we'll talk to Trent Dilfer, the head football coach of the UAB Blazers.
Well, as we know, the Alabama heat and humidity can be brutal, but don't let it affect your home and family. Keep them comfortable with an affordable Trane cooling system. They've been recognized as America's most trusted brand now for 11 consecutive years, and they're the official cooling partner here at Jocks. So go and find a comfort specialist near you at Trane.com.
So we're just telling you about Michigan and what's going to be the official release by the NCAA. More details have been coming out, and we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but this is just funny. So it's a 74-page NCAA report. Connor Stallions, the person that supposedly came up with the sign-stealing scheme, He called the advanced scouting scheme as both counterintelligence and the KGB. He also admitted in the report that he threw his phone in a pond to get rid of the evidence.
Okay.
So, there you go.
Go back to KGB, though. What did you say about the KGB?
That's what he was calling it. He was calling it counterintelligence and also called it the KGB.
Oh. He's a different dude.
If you have not seen the Netflix documentary and the interviews with Connor Stallions, he is definitely an interesting individual, to say the very least.
Yeah, he is. He's done a lot for Michigan and his hopes to get him a national title. I guess he got him that national title, and he will pay his 8 years penance.
And I've been getting some people, they've been texting me, and they've been asking me, why did the NCAA not give them a postseason ban, at least? I think we all agree it was the likelihood of them taking away their national championship that was really never on the table. But why did they not get a postseason ban? According to the language and what the NCAA is releasing in the report, the panel determined that a postseason ban would unfairly penalize student-athletes for the actions of coaches and staff who are no longer associated with the Michigan football program. Oh, excuse me, NCAA. Can you explain that to why Auburn and Alabama both were put on probation many, many years ago, and those players were punished? That had nothing to do with it? Very interesting. They use that language. But in this litigious society now in the NCAA, they lose every lawsuit, and I guess they assume they would lose that one too. So,
well, not that we could discount it, but again, outside of a college football playoff berth, I don't think we have Michigan in our college football projections this season at least.
No.
Maybe that changes next season, but outside of that, how much was a postseason ban really gonna impact that program, grand scheme of things?
So this morning on Morning Jocks, I was on with Damien for a few minutes, and we were talking about, a lot of people were calling in and texting into the show talking about what Hugh Freeze said yesterday. He was trying to clarify the whole situation, Nick's first down, Freeze second down, Austin third down. And this is a direct quote. He said, Derek Nix is the offensive coordinator, and he does all the planning and scripting as in charge of the game plan. But, man, there's no staff where there's not a collaboration on the plan. Austin kind of leads in the third down plan. Other than that, Nix leads the charge and has the play calling duties, with me reserving the right to overrule the call, end of quote. So by that statement, how do you read that? Do you think that kind of settles down all the people that are criticizing Auburn for doing that?
I think it does. I go back to what Rob Pate said yesterday on the show, and maybe just not speaking out of turn necessarily, but not clarifying everything, and we're hanging on to every single word and taking it as gospel, and that's what we do when you have a coach, especially in his position, do a sit-down, know that it's on the record and say what he said. But I think it does. But for the folks that have been saying, we've gotten a couple of texts, oh, well, this is common knowledge. If it's common knowledge, then why is everyone just now reacting to it?
That's my feeling.
And if it's common knowledge and it's common practice, then why do you? Well, I mean, you can say what you want about Lane Kiffin, but why are coaches going? Well, ask Trent Dilfer about it when he sits down with us.
Yeah, he'll be very, very honest, very forthright.
I know there's a collaboration with he and Alex Mortensen, but is there another coach that we don't know about? A mystery play caller on third down or the down and distance and nobody else wants, and they want somebody to blame?
I've seen you during the games kind of sneak over there and jot something down on a piece of paper and kind of secretly hand it to one of the offensive coaches.
Not during a game. I might have done it during breakfast. Have you thought about this? I'm just saying it could work.
So the other big story yesterday, and we talked about it, how a very young reporter for the student newspaper, he was at practice yesterday, and he's got video evidence of Hugh Freeze throwing his visor. That became kind of an interesting side story yesterday. Here's Hugh Freeze meeting with the media discussing the infamous throwing of the visor.
Did you catch me throwing my visor?
I did, yes.
Yes, yeah. I've got to calm down sometimes with quarterbacks, but you know, when we have, again, it goes back to when we have the right thing called, the expectation, and I think it's a reasonable one, is we execute it. And now if we haven't coached it well enough when we get in there, maybe that's the case. I'll ask the quarterback staff, what did we tell him? Because we got him wide open and we don't throw the touchdown. And that's frustrating as heck. You know, when you it's hard enough to score in this league and in any game really, but man, when you finally have one that's called right, you want to see us execute it. And that was the frustration.
That was Hugh Freeze yesterday talking about the infamous visor throwing situation. And I said this morning on Morning Jocks, I want my football coach to get pissed off at practice if things don't go good. I mean, how many times did Nick Saban shoot somebody out?
Right.
I don't know if he ever threw his floppy hat. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos where
he's thrown the headset before on the sideline.
Absolutely. So
no, that's fine.
Him throwing his visor, I don't.
He's allowed to get mad.
Absolutely.
He didn't go and punch somebody in the face.
No.
That's news.
No, he didn't go Woody Hayes on somebody.
No. Then he got upset. There was an opportunity there. All of this is going to sort out, but I think that this is a common theme that you hear throughout camps. It's not specific to Auburn. I'm sure that Alabama, in some way, shape, or form, they're dealing with this, whether it's, hey, Kane Womack saying get more turnovers, or certain times guys miss assignments. Same at Auburn, same here with Trent Dilfer and UAB, and we'll talk to Coach Dilfer about that. But this is what you get. You're learning all that you can about your team before you go and suit up, and then it's too late because the weekly schedule, you don't have time to do all of this.
No.
And figure things out. If you're having to figure things out during the season, it's typically not good.
No, and I have no issues whatsoever with a coach showing emotions like that. And
let's show the warts right now. Or is it just this is the expectation, we've been really good, but I don't want these guys getting complacent?
Yeah, very much so.
It's hard to read these guys.
Is that old tree leaning too close to your house? Don't wait for the next storm to make that decision for you. Call Golston Tree Service, 205-337-4443, your trusted local experts in fast, affordable, and professional tree removal, trimming, and cleanup. Licensed, insured, ready to handle any job, big or small. Call Golston Tree Service today, 205-337-4443. Golston also offers 24-hour emergency tree service. When it comes to your trees, don't risk it. Call Golston Tree Service, 205-337-4443.
The coach, Wimp Sanderson, always a fun visit with Coach. He joins us next, courtesy of Craneworks, as we're live from UAB underneath the pavilion. Practice just wrapping up. Coach Dilfer and others along the way. But Wimp is next, 3-man front on a Friday on Jocks. 10:29, Landrum and Pat, 3-man front live here from the UAB campus underneath the pavilion, just outside of head coach Trent Dilfer's office. Blazers wrapping up another fall practice. College football season just 8 days away. We're going to talk to Coach Dilfer in just a little bit. Always tell you about our friends at Mystic Beverage. It is great sparkling spring water that is infused with all kinds of goodness. Whatever mood you're trying to achieve, if you're trying to elevate that vibe, maybe you're like me and you go with the Lift blend. It's got the green coffee bean extract in it. Folks, everybody that I've turned on to this has loved it. Michael, one of our Great Jocks listeners, he actually went and bought out all of the stock of the Piggly Wiggly stores here locally. That's where you can find the product. MysticBeverage.com. Whether you're trying to have that pick-me-up late in the day with the Lift, with the green coffee bean extract, you want to mellow out just a little bit, they got something for everybody. 4 delicious flavors to choose from. MysticBeverage.com. Blount County, Alabama. Love those guys. Appreciate their partnership.
So we are just about 8 days away from the start of the college football season. We're live today at UAB football. They just wrapped up practice. We will talk to Trent Dilfer coming up a little bit later in the program. We've been telling you about the Michigan situation in which they're not going to get a postseason ban because of the Connor Stallions situation, but they are going to have to pay a $20 million fine. Also, Sharon Moore, he was given an additional 1-game suspension. He's going to take a 2-game suspension this year. 1 game in 2026, but I keep reading through this 74-page document, and I'm just finding continued just hilarity when it comes to Connor Stallions. Stallions' counsel, this is officially from the NCAA report. Stallions' counsel, they were also very hostile at points during the in-person infractions hearing. The panel understands the role of advocacy in the NCAA's peer review infractions process, but it is disappointed by the conduct of Stallions' counsel. their approach was not reflective of a civil decorum required and expected by the COI and the membership. However, that conduct in no way affected the panel's decision-making in the case. So you give him an 8-year show cause, and then you take a shot at his representation for not the civil decorum that is required.
Yeah, so that I'm just imagining you've got some pit bull attorneys, and they go in there and they use language that they typically don't hear in those settings.
Yeah.
The panel, I mean.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining Joe Pesci.
I am too.
His character.
Yeah.
And My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah. At a small local courtroom somewhere.
Walking in with your high-dollar suit.
Yep.
And, yeah, being the, you know what, in the punch bowl.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Each and every week at this time, we get an opportunity to catch up with Coach Wimp Sanderson, brought to you by Craneworks.
Lift it, load it, grade it, grind it, move it, haul it, rig it, dig it, Craneworks, Rentalworks, yeah, the big dog's got it.
Wimp Sanderson on Three Man Front is brought to you by Craneworks. Lift it, buy it, rent it. The big dog's got it. And now, Wimp Sanderson.
And the coach joins us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Coach, my Braves take on your Indians.
Yeah, well, the Indians can't. The Indians are a lot better than Braves. We're just 6 out, and our league is not as good, but I brag on it anyway.
Well, we'll let this weekend decide who's better, Coach.
No, we've already decided that Braves could they could play an inter squad game. They both lose. And what you talked about today, it is what it is. They got out of being penalized for not playing, having the right to play in the NCAA in the football playoffs. So that was a good thing. They'll get up to $20 million. It won't take them long to get that up. What they do though is they go in and show a fussing and ridiculous scenario about why they did it, not why they did it, but trying to defend themselves. And so when you do that, and Pat or one of the Landrum Drive, whichever one said it, that may have helped a little bit in far as I may not. I don't think it added anything to it as far as the penalty is concerned. I don't know if the committee met. The committee's trying to do a better NCAA job of getting people penalized now than they have in the past. So that may be correct. So any way you slice it or cut it, I've done a good job. Then I think that's what happened. I think it was good. I got something else when you get to. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask you, Coach. I think we all agree. We did not anticipate the NCAA. It's a neutered organization now. It's not like it was 10 years ago. I mean, they would, if this would have happened back when you were coaching, Coach, and there was a school that was found cheating like Michigan did, they would have had the book thrown at them. I mean, how many times did they go after Jerry Tarkanian for ridiculous things? I mean, this is just – I know this is the way of the world in regards to the NCAA, but – in your mind, what should the NCAA have done with Michigan in this particular case?
Well, they should have maybe penalized them for not being able to play for 1 year.
Right.
If they wanted to. They didn't want to mess up college football because college football, regardless of what y'all think, is hurting a little bit when you look to the right, see ACC, and when you look to the left, see the Big 12. You're not quite as good there either place. You don't familiarize your teams with the Big 12 the way you should because they got a lot of teams. And ACC, of course, has the Clemson and LSU game, which is a big deal. But outside of that, college football is taking a little bit of a hit. I want to mention, and I don't want to get on here and talk too much, that people say I do, and some people say I don't. I think it's a mistake to announce what you're going to do publicly with your offense, the way Auburn has done. I'm not trying to go back to the things that were done when I was a coach, but I'll go back and tell you that when I passed by Coach Bryant's office, Mal Moore was showing him what they need to do offensively before they had staff meeting, and defensively the same way. He wasn't in the X's and O's as much as Nick Saban was. So you get that scenario there. When you end up showing publicly who's going to do what, then I think you hurt yourself. I think it's better off to do it the way you want to do it. Generally speaking, here's what happened last year, and here's what's going to happen this year. You have an offensive coordinator. You have a guy beside him. When the team goes on defense, they talk a little bit about what they need to do offensively or what they have done. At a time period, Taylor and the board will chime in to these two publicly as to what he might want to do. That's the way that works. So it's the two guys in there, the offensive coordinator, the new one, the assistant offensive coordinator, and the head football coach, who is offensive minded. Now, Coach, I'll say this, and I'll let y'all talk. Nick Saban was offense and defensive minded. Coach Bryant was offensive and defensive minded, but he lets you do it. And if you did it wrong, he got somebody else. Okay, that's what I want to say.
Coach, how do we decipher with this coach speak? Because you poor mouth your team. You said about you went out of your way not to talk great about your team. How much of this do you believe is real concern with these staffs and they come out and they talk about this, or how much is this trying to light a fire in other guys?
Well, I think that we talk about Alabama and Auburn, and I studied this thing trying to come up with blue plate. You don't poor mouth your team to the point that everybody's all down in dumps. You put some ifs in there. If we're able to run the football, we need to. If so and so, we got a brand new quarterback. If he's capable as we think he is, but you if it some. We really feel good about our team, if you can say that. Most of the time, I think the coaches do that. But I think you if it a little bit. I don't think you. I think it's great to be picked last. Everybody wants you to be picked first. I don't give a crap when I'm picked. Where am I when the season's over? That's where I want to be. And so that's the way I did things. I tried to be honest. We had good players that play. If my guys played hard, it was my responsibility. If they didn't play hard, whatever you run offensively against the defenses that Florida State or Baylor will play is important. But who runs it as well? Who's running the ball? That's important. The offensive coordinator at Alabama has nobody's ever happy with him. Forget that.
Coach Wimp Sanderson joins us each and every week, brought to you by Craneworks. So, Coach, what are you hearing in regards to Alabama football? Scrimmage number 1 in the books last weekend. Scrimmage number 2 coming up tomorrow. No big surprise, Ty Simpson named QB1.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think from what I can understand, I don't know exactly. You two guys are better than I am about the running backs. But I think offensively, you've got a smart quarterback who hadn't played a lot, but he knows what he's doing. Your opponent's got a talking quarterback who ran out on his team. Their defensive back got in a fuss with one of the coaches, and they suspended him. And you need a defensive back against any quarterback that you play. I think Alabama having all their players back. Some people say because they're soft. Now I think because they're enjoying playing there. You've got to enjoy what you do, and I think they've got a good coaching staff, and I think they're going to play well. On the Auburn side, I think they have a chance to be better than you think. I listen to what Greg says all the time on one show. And they're going to be a little bit better than we think. The offensive line's got to block. Defensive guys at both Alabama and Auburn have got to play better than they've been playing. And so I think the biggest thing for you two, and I wish you'd comment after I hushed, is the home field advantage. Is Florida State – I said on my show today and got busted for it. Florida State is not LSU and it's not Clemson. You both of y'all can react to that for me if you don't mind.
You're 100% correct.
No, we agree with you 100%.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard your show the entire time. Each time I try to listen every day, but I just don't think it's LSU, and I think I think if you get off to a decent start, which is important, they may be eating popcorn or going to the sorority house. So I think they're going to pick sorority girls Sunday, and they're over doing all they can do. They're lined up and squealing already. So I don't know. I just think and when you go to Baylor, you don't know what to expect. I think it's a tough game. I do not like Auburn's schedule as well because I don't like, and you're gonna laugh at this, I don't like A&M and Arkansas stuck in there before they play Georgia if they could get by Baylor. Just me.
No,
I don't like it. I don't like to play anybody I think is going to beat me.
For this particular Auburn team, you don't want to put too much emphasis, but I don't know. My gut tells me that this first game, Coach, for Auburn, for those guys that have absorbed the last 2 seasons, winning 6 games in the first, 5 and 7 last year, that for their confidence, for this team's swagger and moving forward with that tough schedule that lies ahead after Waco, this is a must-win game.
I agree. I agree with you. I think it is. I didn't want to say that because I don't want to hurt anybody at Auburn particularly, but I think it is. I think it is mentally. I think it is. I don't know about physically. He still got. I think there are some analysts who are smarter than I am have picked the quarterback at Auburn as the most surprised player in the SEC this year. Wow, what a pick! I don't know where it came from, but it came from somebody, and he's going to be the surprise of the league. Naturally, we're in a league that has 3 quarterbacks that have not played any for the first 3 teams that are picked in the league: the Georgias, Alabamas, and Texas. So, the quarterbacks are questionable as to how good they are, and we got a lot of hype about Manning. We'll see, but I think you're right. I think this is a very must game for Auburn. I think Auburn is better in my eyes than they were 2 weeks ago. I listen to people who I trust, y'all too, and I think Auburn's will be a little bit better than I had anticipated to be. I could be dead wrong. Looking at the schedule, all is hard. I looked at Tennessee and Syracuse. Syracuse scores a lot of cotton picking points. They're going to get 14 against 14 or 14 and a half against Tennessee. I don't know. I know everybody's hollering at me. Pick the top pick is 4.5 with Clemson. Yeah, it's so good. It's when the games are so good, they're scary.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Well, you better be working on that blue plate, Coach.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it that second week.
Okay.
Maybe I need to do it the first week too. I hadn't really studied the first week as hard as the second week. I'm gonna tell you something about YouTube.
When you don't give the blue plate, me and Pat get beat up.
Yeah, I mean we get hammered. People
until you come back on.
I'll give it. I'm gonna give it to you first. Okay.
Okay.
So you're gonna get it before anybody, except for my radio show. And that people don't listen to my radio show. So it's very hard because it's the first game. In the Florida State-Alabama game, you're playing a bunch of transfer guys on offense and defense, 4 on offense and 6 on defense. The problem that you have is, can you meld them and get them to play together? That's the problem. You don't know whether you can or not. At Alabama, you have a program that didn't lose anybody. They've got them all back, but the quarterback's brand new, hadn't played any much, and so it's strength and transfer people against people who hadn't played. What kind of factor is that? I think personally, it's a favor of Alabama. I think at the time you get through teaching them and coaching them and helping them, it ain't going to be the first cotton picking game. So that's the first game you're going to have them in there trying to explain to them exactly what they need to do. And the defensive guy leading is not good. So
no doubt.
It wasn't anything bad about this. I'll tell you this story. I always tell you a story. Joe Namath. I ain't going to tell the story. Joe Namath coming in. I've already told that. Joe Namath is caught drinking. They're having a staff meeting. I'm listening. They're having a staff meeting. And he's in trouble. And it's a first for anybody. And so they go around the room trying to decide what they're going to do about the Cotton Bowl. This may be boring to y'all, but bored of some business. They love this crap. And so they all voted. One coach voted not to play, and guess who it was?
Coach Bryant.
Nope. Who else?
Oh.
Okay, you don't know. All right. The one person spoke up and said, I wasn't playing, Gene Stallings.
Beebs.
Yeah, Beebs said, I wasn't playing. The rest of them said playing. Coach Bryant listened to him. There was no player ever better than playing the one that they did play. He was absolutely became our athletic director, and he's passed away now. And he was so good. And they played in the Cotton Bowl, and they won by, I think, a touchdown.
Wow. Great story.
Yeah.
Coach, each and every week, Crane Works, great people, not too far away from where Landrum and I are right now, and they do so much for college football and, of course, for all those that need crane and equipment.
Well, I'm glad to be on 5 weeks for Craneworks this month, and Craneworks is terrific. They'll tear it down or build it up. They'll do whatever you want done. They'll have an operator there with you to show you exactly what they're fixing to do after you kind of go over what you want them to do. You may go to Rental Works, and Rental Works, I was involved with Rental Works some time ago. I couldn't turn on a light bulb. I ain't smart enough. So when I got ready to do something, I asked them to come and explain to me exactly how I needed to turn on this thing. I wasn't sure. I was trying to figure it out. So they came and helped me there. So Crane Works, Rental Works is important. Waste Works, hey, you got a bunch of junk. I just moved. Let me give you a secret. Don't move again. Don't ever move. The next time I move will be in the coffin. That's where I'm going to be moving. I ain't moving no more because it's too hard. Anyway, Craneworks is great. Get on craneworks.com and you'll enjoy it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Hey,
Coach,
thank you, Coach. We look forward to checking in and catching up with you next week.
Right.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it very much. He joins us on the Higginbotham Hotline. You deserve solutions that are built for you. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services.
You deserve not to be bitten by bugs, the stinging insects, the biting kind that are no good. Maybe they serve a purpose in nature. I'm sure that they do. But they don't belong on your skin. They don't belong in your house, in your yard, biting your kids, biting your guests. Call our friends at Stark Exterminators today, 855-STARK now. Go to starkexterminators.com. They've been family-owned for over 61 years. Take care of our house. One of their professional team members came out to our home over 3.5 years ago. We had ants coming through the bathroom. He took care of that, and he said, let's look at some other potential issues that you might have down the road. Ever since then, there's certainly no ants in the bathroom. There's nothing else coming inside the house that should not be there. Stark Exterminators. Call today for the free home or business pest inspection, 855-STARK now, or go to starkexterminators.com. And when you do so, always tell them Landrum from Three Man Front and Jocks sent you.
Coming up in just a couple of minutes, Coach Trent Dilfer, the head football coach at UAB. He will join the program. All that as we're live from UAB football here on Jocks. 10:52 on Jocks. Welcome back. This is Three Man Front. Pat and Landrum, we are live at UAB football. Coach Trent Dilfer is going to join us at the top of the hour. Water doesn't need an invitation. It finds its way into any crawl space, bringing in mold, mildew, pests, and wood rot. But APS has the solution. Call them today at APS, 205-951-9717. The APS crawl space encapsulation system, it can seal out that moisture, block those pests, and can even reduce your energy bills. And with added protection, your crawl space becomes usable, valuable storage space. Crawl space problems don't fix themselves. They get better when you call APS. Go to their website, alabamaprofessional.com. APS, protecting Alabama homes since 1977.
Takeaways from what Wimp Sanderson just told us? Anything that
the Indians are better than your
stood out to
Braves?
you? I knew that was going to stand out first and foremost.
Hey, your Braves, they're hot.
Took 2 out of 3 from the Mets.
They're hot.
4 out of 5 from the Marlins.
How about this? They're 7-3 against the Mets this year.
Michael Harris tore it up again yesterday.
I'm telling you.
He's up to 250, Pat.
Another 3-hit game for him. Elder, one of his best starts of the season.
Yeah.
6-game road trip continues tonight in the wonderful city that Molly was in last weekend. Were the Indians in town last weekend, Molly?
No,
when you
they
in
were
Cleveland?
not.
They were not?
Mm-mm.
Landrum and I we have decided we are going to no longer call the Guardians the Guardians.
No.
We're going Wimp Sanderson. We're calling them the Indians.
I did
moving
like how
forward.
he took a shot at our division. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird. But you're twin. I mean, you're.
I'm
Tigers
too
won,
old
Yeah, we
did
to,
twins.
to start recognizing new nicknames for teams. There's too many other important things that are new that I have to recognize.
I've said it before on this show that with all the relocations going on in college sports, the one that has always been difficult for me personally is Maryland in the Big Ten. I still consider them an ACC school. I don't know why. I can't get over that block. Just like I can't get over the block of telling you Las Cruces for New Mexico State and New Mexico's in Albuquerque, right? Or
Yeah.
did I mess that
No,
up?
that's good.
Is that right?
Albuquerque's the University of New Mexico.
Right.
New Mexico State,
Is in Las
Las
Cruces.
Cruces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Got those blocks, man. All these years of doing this, for some reason, I still think Maryland's in the ACC.
NFL, I still think the Chargers are in San Diego.
Yeah. Yep.
Want them to be there.
So we've just decided we're embracing Wimp Sanderson's team.
Yeah.
So
Washington football team, you're on the clock.
Yeah. See if they change.
I still call them the Redskins.
Yeah.
Any other ways that we can offend one or two people in our audience today? I still
just give it
recognize
time.
Oregon and Oregon State is the Civil War.
Yeah.
Red River Shootout.
The cocktail
Washington
party.
Bullets.
Cocktail party.
Largest outdoor cocktail party.
Yeah.
What's another one?
We're checking all the boxes. Can't think of any
I'll think of
others.
more.
Yeah.
We got 3 hours.
Man, the first hour in the books. Coming up straight ahead, we will talk to the head football coach of the UAB Blazers, Trent Dilfer, as he welcomes us to the football facility here all day long. Keep it tuned right here to Jocks. This is Three Man Front.